an agricultural sector in eastern Ukraine, 8 kilometers west of Avdiivka. Open farmland between Russian and Ukrainian defensive lines. Temperature -7°C with frozen ground and scattered snow cover. Ukrainian forces had established defensive positions behind extensive minefield, 800 meters deep, consisting of mixed anti-personnel mines, anti-tank mines, and tripwire-activated devices. Minefield density was high, approximately 12 mines per 10 meters square, creating nearly impenetrable barrier. Signs warning of mines were posted at minefield edge. Ukrainian defensive doctrine included warning enemy of minefields to increase psychological deterrent effect. Russian assault group tasked with breaking through minefield to assault Ukrainian trenches beyond. Group consisted of 156 soldiers organized into assault company, 3 rifle platoons plus supporting elements. Equipment included 8 BMP-2 infantry fighting vehicles for fire support, 3 specialized mine-clearing tanks, UR-77 Meteorite systems capable of clearing mine lanes using explosive charges, and combat engineer section of 8 soldiers trained in manual mine clearing. Battalion commander assessed that clearing minefield and assaulting Ukrainian positions was critical for advancing offensive operation. Timeline required breakthrough within 6 hours. Intelligence assessment of Ukrainian minefield was inadequate. Reconnaissance had identified minefield existence and approximate depth, but not density or mine types. Planning assumed standard minefield density of approximately 4 mines per 10 meters square. Actual density was 3 times higher. Planning assumed mine-clearing tanks could create sufficient lanes for assault. Actual minefield complexity exceeded mine-clearing tank capabilities. Planning assumed engineers could manually clear additional lanes if needed. Actual mine density made manual clearing impossibly slow and dangerous. Poll: what's the most effective way to clear dense minefields? A. Specialized mine-clearing tanks. B. Combat engineers on foot. C. Artillery bombardment, hoping to detonate mines. Drop your answer. 4 hours after assault commenced, attack would be abandoned as failed operation. 71 soldiers killed primarily from mine detonations, causing traumatic amputations, massive hemorrhage, and blast injuries. 63 soldiers wounded requiring immediate evacuation. Majority suffered severe lower limb injuries, multiple amputations, shrapnel wounds. Equipment losses included 5 BMP-2 vehicles destroyed by anti-tank mines, 2 mine-clearing tanks destroyed, 1 mine-clearing tank damaged, 320 meters of minefield penetrated, 40% of 800-meter depth, before attack was terminated. Total cost of failed minefield assault, $28 million, including personnel casualties, destroyed equipment, medical treatment, and wasted operational effort, achieving 0 tactical gain. Minefield remained effective barrier. Ukrainian defensive positions remained intact. Russian forces withdrew to start positions, having accomplished nothing except casualties. This happened 2 days ago during ongoing offensive operations. Minefield remains barrier between forces. Survivors recovering from wounds in field hospitals. Bodies of killed soldiers recovered during nighttime operations. Tactical implications of minefield vulnerability continue affecting Russian assault planning, with increased reluctance to attack fortified positions. This is what occurred during those 4 hours when minefield became killing ground, when orders overrode reality, when soldiers died walking forward, knowing each step might be last. Minefield warfare represents defensive advantage where terrain itself becomes weapon. Properly emplaced minefield creates area denial, forcing attacking force to either bypass, clear through engineering, or accept casualties crossing. Modern mines are diverse. Anti-personnel mines kill or maim individual soldiers. Anti-tank mines destroy vehicles. Sophisticated mines include sensors and anti-handling devices preventing easy clearing. Dense minefield with mixed mine types creates nearly impenetrable barrier, requiring extensive engineering effort and time to breach. Attacking through active minefield without proper clearing is tactical suicide. Casualties are certain and advance speed reduced to crawling pace. Assault plan called for 3-phase breakthrough. Phase 1. Mine-clearing tanks would advance creating cleared lanes through minefield, using UR-77 systems firing explosive charges that detonated mines in linear paths. Phase 2, combat engineers would manually clear additional lanes and widen tank-cleared lanes, enabling infantry and vehicle passage. Phase 3, assault infantry would advance through cleared lanes and assault Ukrainian positions supported by BMPs providing fire support. Phase 1 commenced at 0800 hours. 3 UR-77 mine-clearing tanks advanced toward Minefield at slow speed, approximately 5 km per hour, allowing careful navigation. Lead tank reached Minefield edge and prepared to fire mine-clearing charge. UR-77 system fired rocket carrying explosive charge across Minefield. Rocket traveled approximately 500 meters trailing explosive line. Explosive detonated, creating cleared lane approximately 6 meters wide and 500 meters long through sympathetic detonation of buried mines. First mine-clearing charge was fired successfully, clearing initial lane. Lead UR-77 tank began advancing down cleared lane to reach position for firing second charge to extend cleared path. At 50 meters into Minefield, tank struck anti-tank mine that had not been detonated by mine-clearing charge. Mine was positioned slightly outside cleared lane and was triggered when tank's track passed over. Mine detonation destroyed track and damaged suspension, immobilizing tank. Crew evacuated successfully, but vehicle was combat loss. More critically, immobilized tank blocked cleared lane, preventing other vehicles from using path. Debate starter: when first mine-clearing tank is destroyed after only 50 meters, should attack be immediately cancelled? Or should commanders push forward accepting losses? Type cancel or continue. Second UR-77 tank attempted clearing alternate lane offset from first path. Tank fired mine-clearing charge that successfully detonated, creating second cleared lane parallel to first. Tank advanced down second lane more carefully, observing for mines outside cleared width. Tank successfully advanced 200 meters before encountering problem. Cleared lane ended at 200 meters, but additional 500 meters of minefield remained beyond. Tank prepared to fire second mine-clearing charge, extending lane farther. Before second charge could be fired, Ukrainian artillery engaged mine-clearing tanks with indirect fire. Artillery forward observers had watched mine-clearing operations, identifying tank positions. 150-meter high explosive rounds impacted around second UR-77 tank. Direct hit struck tank turret, penetrating armor and killing commander and gunner. Tank was disabled and began burning. Crew attempted evacuation, but driver was killed escaping burning vehicle. Artillery continued falling around Minefield edge, creating additional danger for personnel. Third UR-77 tank attempted approaching Minefield from different angle, avoiding Ukrainian artillery observed areas. Tank successfully fired mine-clearing charge, creating third cleared lane. Tank began advancing down lane, but progressed only 120 meters before striking mine outside lane boundaries. Explosion damaged running gear, immobilizing tank without destroying it completely. Crew evacuated, leaving tank in Minefield. No mine-clearing vehicles remained operational. All 3 were destroyed or immobilized. Battalion commander was informed that mine-clearing tanks were unable to complete operation. Only 3 partial lanes existed, totaling maximum 520 meters, cleared from 800-meter minefield depth. Commander ordered combat engineers to advance on foot and continue clearing operations manually using mine detectors and hand tools. 8 combat engineers moved forward into Minefield, carrying mine detection equipment and marking materials. Engineers began manual clearing, working from ends of tank-cleared lanes, attempting to extend and widen cleared paths. Manual mine clearing is extremely dangerous and slow. Each square meter must be carefully scanned with detector. Suspected mine locations must be carefully excavated. Mines must be marked or removed. Under ideal conditions, experienced engineer can clear approximately 20 square meters per hour. In combat conditions under observation and potential fire, clearing rate reduces dramatically. First engineer casualties occurred within 20 minutes of beginning manual clearing. Engineer detected mine and was carefully excavating when anti-handling device detonated. Mine was designed with sensor triggering detonation if moved incorrectly. Technique intended to kill engineers attempting mine clearing. Explosion killed engineer instantly. Body was shredded by blast occurring less than 1 meter away. Nearby engineer was wounded by fragments requiring evacuation. Additional engineer casualties mounted rapidly as work continued. Engineer stepped slightly outside cleared area while moving to new location, stepping on anti-personnel mine that detonated. Explosion severed foot and lower leg, causing massive hemorrhage. Engineer bled to death before medic could reach position. Mines prevented direct access, requiring careful navigation to casualty location. Third engineer triggered tripwire connected to mine while clearing. Explosion killed engineer. Fourth engineer was struck by Ukrainian sniper fire while working. Exposed position made easy target. After 45 minutes of manual clearing operations, 6 of 8 combat engineers were dead or critically wounded. 2 surviving engineers refused to continue, recognizing operation was suicide. Battalion commander threatened disciplinary action, but engineers would not return to Minefield. No trained engineers remained to continue clearing operations. Mission appeared impossible. Minefield could not be breached with available resources. Battalion commander faced decision: abandon assault accepting failure, or order infantry to advance through partially cleared lanes and accept mine casualties. Commander chose second option, ordered assault infantry to advance through cleared lanes and continue toward Ukrainian positions. Infantry soldiers would have to advance through mines accepting casualties because refusing would mean mission failure and potential criminal charges for refusing orders. Quiz: what percentage of soldiers stepping on anti-personnel mines survived the blast? A. 90% survive with injuries. B. 60% survive. C. 30% survive. Answer at minute 16. Infantry assault began at 0900 hours. First platoon received orders to advance through clearest lane, the 200-meter path cleared by 2nd UR-77 before it was destroyed. 38 soldiers formed line abreast formation, standard anti-mine formation spreading out to prevent multiple casualties from single mine, and began advancing slowly through Minefield. Soldiers moved carefully, watching ground and following exact path down cleared lane. First casualty occurred at 30 meters. Soldier stepped slightly outside lane boundary, triggering anti-personnel mine. Explosion blew off foot and lower leg below knee. Soldier fell screaming as blood sprayed from traumatic amputation. Medic attempted reaching casualty but was uncertain whether path to casualty was clear of mines. Hesitation meant critical minutes of bleeding before medic carefully advanced and applied tourniquet. Soldier survived but required immediate evacuation. Platoon continued advancing despite casualty. Orders were explicit: continue forward regardless of mines. At 60 meters second, soldier triggered mine. Explosion destroyed both legs below knees, creating double amputation. Soldier went into traumatic shock from massive injury and blood loss. Despite medic intervention, soldier died from hemorrhagic shock within 8 minutes. Body remained in Minefield as continuing evacuation under fire was too dangerous. Pattern continued horrifically predictable throughout advance. Every 40 to 70 meters, another soldier would trigger mine. Explosion. Screaming. Blood. Comrades watching helplessly as wounded soldier suffered. Medics attempting treatment under impossible conditions, while remaining soldiers were ordered to continue advancing. Psychological trauma of watching friends destroyed by mines while being ordered to keep walking forward created acute stress reactions. Several soldiers refused to continue and were threatened with summary execution for refusing orders in combat. By 1000 hours, 1 hour into infantry assault, 1st Platoon had advanced 180 meters into Minefield at cost of 13 casualties, including 5 dead. Rate of advance was approximately 3 meters per minute, slower than walking pace because soldiers moved carefully and stopped after each mine detonation to render aid. Ukrainian positions were still 500 meters distant through remaining Minefield. Battalion commander ordered 2nd Platoon to advance through alternate lane supporting 1st Platoon. 2nd Platoon encountered similar horrific casualties. Anti-personnel mines detonated regularly as soldiers advanced. Mine density outside cleared lanes was higher than expected. Soldiers attempting to move around destroyed tanks or obstacle-triggered mines repeatedly. After 2 hours of advance, 2nd Platoon had suffered 19 casualties, including 8 dead for advance of 240 meters. BMP infantry fighting vehicles attempted supporting assault by advancing through Minefield providing fire support. 5 BMPs carefully followed cleared lanes and infantry paths, attempting to avoid mines while engaging Ukrainian positions with 30mm autocannon. First 3 BMPs successfully navigated approximately 150 meters before first vehicle struck anti-tank mine that infantry had passed safely. Anti-tank mine contained 6 kilograms of explosive, sufficient to destroy tracked vehicle. Explosion destroyed BMP track, engine and breached hull armor. Fuel fire erupted, consuming vehicle. Crew evacuated, but 3 infantry soldiers in troop compartment were killed by explosion and fire. Additional BMPs struck mines over following hour. Each mine detonation destroyed vehicle and killed or wounded crew and passengers. 5 of 8 BMPs were destroyed by mines before vehicles were ordered to withdraw. Remaining BMPs could not effectively support assault while navigating minefield dangers. Artillery support was requested to suppress Ukrainian defensive fire. Russian artillery fired preparation barrage, approximately 300 rounds impacting Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian forces remained in fortified bunkers and trenches, surviving artillery with minimal casualties. When barrage ended, Ukrainian defenders returned to firing positions and continued engaging Russian assault force with machine gun and rifle fire. By 1200 hours, 4 hours after assault commenced, attack had reached culminating point where continuation was impossible. First platoon had advanced 320 meters at cost of 23 casualties, including 11 dead. 60% casualty rate. Second platoon had advanced 290 meters with 26 casualties, including 13 dead. 68% casualty rate. Third platoon had not yet entered Minefield, held in reserve, but commander recognized committing third platoon would only add casualties without achieving breakthrough. Battalion commander ordered assault termination and withdrawal. Surviving soldiers carefully retraced paths through Minefield, evacuating wounded and recovering bodies where possible. Some bodies remained in Minefield. Recovery under Ukrainian observation fire was too dangerous. Withdrawal consumed additional 2 hours and caused 3 more casualties from soldiers triggering mines during confusion of retrograde movement. Here's the financial breakdown of 4 hours walking through Minefield. Economic analysis revealed substantial cost for zero tactical achievement. Personnel casualties represented primary loss. 71 soldiers killed represented major training investment destruction. Each soldier averaged $65,000 training. Basic training, $35,000. Infantry specialization, $20,000. Assault tactics, $10,000. 71 dead represented $4.615 million lost training investment. Death benefits averaged $50,000 per killed soldier. Government obligation to families totaling $3.55 million immediate payments. 63 wounded soldiers required extensive medical treatment. Mine injuries are particularly severe. Traumatic amputations require multiple surgeries, prosthetics, long-term rehabilitation. Average medical cost per mine injury casualty, $45,000 immediate treatment. 63 wounded totaled $2.835 million medical expenses. Long-term disability for mine casualties is nearly universal. Lost limbs create permanent disability, requiring lifetime support. Estimated 75% of wounded, 47 soldiers, would receive permanent disability, requiring ongoing benefits. Present value of lifetime disability averaged $200,000 per soldier. 47 disabled soldiers represented $9.4 million long-term obligations. Combined personnel-related costs, $20.39 million, including training losses, death benefits, immediate medical treatment, and long-term disability. Equipment losses compounded costs significantly. 5 BMP-2 infantry fighting vehicles destroyed by anti-tank mines, each valued at $700,000, totaling $3.5 million. 2 UR-77 mine-clearing tanks destroyed, specialized vehicles valued at $3.2 million, each totaling $6.4 million. 1 UR-77 damaged, requiring extensive repair, estimated repair cost $800,000. Combined equipment losses, $10.7 million. Ammunition and supply costs included artillery preparation, 300 rounds of 152 mm ammunition at $400 per round, totaling $120,000. Mine clearing charges fired, 3 UR-77 charges at $50,000 each, totaling $150,000. Small arms ammunition, medical supplies consumed during 4-hour operation, estimated $230,000. Combined ammunition and supply costs, $500,000. Strategic and operational costs. Assault failure meant objective was not achieved, requiring alternative approach. Resources committed to failed assault, personnel, equipment, time, were wasted with no gain. Morale impact from visible slaughter affected other units observing operation, creating reluctance about future assaults. Intelligence provided to Ukrainian forces about Russian mine-clearing capabilities and tactics. Estimated strategic costs, $2.4 million. Total comprehensive cost, $28 million for operation that gained 320 meters of minefield penetration without reaching objective or achieving any tactical value. Ukrainian costs for defending minefield were minimal. Minefield emplacement required engineer effort. Estimated cost approximately $800,000 for 800 meters of dense minefield, including mines, emplacement labor, and maintenance. Artillery ammunition expended engaging Russian forces, approximately 100 rounds at $400, each totaling $40,000. No Ukrainian casualties occurred during Russian assault. Total Ukrainian costs, approximately $840,000, defending position against $28 million assault. Cost exchange ratio, 33-1, favoring defensive position with minefield. Tactical lessons emphasized absolute requirement for adequate mine-clearing capability before attempting minefield breach. Assault without successful clearing creates predictable casualties, achieving nothing. Infantry cannot advance through minefields accepting casualties. Moral and physical cost is too high. Commanders ordering troops into minefields without clearing are effectively ordering executions. Alternative approaches must be employed. Bypassing minefields, prolonged clearing operations, or accepting that position cannot be taken. Russian military issued guidance following disaster prohibiting infantry assault through uncleared minefields. Doctrine revised requiring confirmed cleared lanes before infantry commitment. Mine clearing capability reinforced with additional UR-77 systems and engineer training. Planning requirements included detailed minefield intelligence and clearing timeline before assault approval. Court-martial proceedings initiated against battalion commander for ordering soldiers into minefield, charged with needlessly endangering personnel. This is minefield warfare, where $28 million buys 320 meters, where 71 soldiers die walking forward knowing next step might trigger mine, where commanders order advance despite seeing predictable slaughter. No tactics overcome mines, only engineering, and engineers died first. Was commander criminally negligent ordering advance through minefield? Comment your judgment.